I just thought that maybe some believers out there, maybe they've left New Age, but they've got all this stuff from it. And it's like, well, what do you do with it? Some people have spent thousands of dollars on crystals. Some people have spent thousands of dollars on wardrobes that don't edify his kingdom, or from designers that are definitely listing everything under the sun against it. Like, what do you do with that?
There's a boutique in downtown Dallas that I visited about 5 years ago. I bought a skirt from it. The designer is called Spell the Gypsy. And I didn't even think about the fact that I owned this skirt until today. I was thumbing through my closet and I found this skirt and it had this label and it said Spell the Gypsy. And then I wondered to myself, gypsy, okay, a wanderer, I've been to Istanbul and I've heard the gypsies play music. It's an awesome, delightful experience. Spell, is that like spell casting? So I went onto the website because I was gonna see if there was an about section. And I found this blog and it talks about these things. And it even has a Spell the Little Gypsy. So I'm looking at this skirt and I'm asking in a prayerful way to the Father, like, is this something that you want me to get rid of? And it was so funny because it was just so hard for me with this skirt that was so expensive. It was like over $300 for this skirt. Bought it in Uptown Dallas in 2020. I was medicating depression with capitalism. I thought that by investing in how I look, I could change how I feel. And now fast forward to now, after I've published this book called How to Be a Believer in a New Age World, I've put away anything that even reminds me of New Age practices, so I thought, until I came across this skirt. And it's funny because right now I'm in 2 Kings. One of the passages that I'm studying is in 2 Kings chapter 10, and it talks about Yahu, which in English would be like Jehu. And it talks about how the prophet Elisha tells one of the children of the prophets to go to Yahu and to anoint him with oil and say that you're going to be the one who brings retribution to Jezebel or Isabel, and that you're going to make right all the wrongs that was done against the prophets, the men of Yah. You're going to be the one to rectify the situation. And this is done secretly. And secretly, he's named king of Israel. And after that, he is anointed, and then he goes and he tells all the prophets, oh yes, come, all of you who, make sure none of you that serve Yah come, but all the rest of you come on with me. And he eradicates them. He has them all of these false prophets, all of the ones that caused Israel to sin. He destroys them. But one thing that is paramount not to forget about Yahu says in 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 31, but Yahu took no heed to walk in the Torah of Yahuwah, Elohai of Yisrael, with all his heart, but he departed not from the sins of Yerovam, which made Yisrael to sin. So it's crazy because it's like he vindicated, or through him, Yahweh was able to vindicate the evil that Jezebel did. He was able to get rid of all the witchcraft that was going on in Israel. But because Yahu did not heed the Torah, it led Yisrael to sin. For me, honesty moment, to get rid of the things that are not of him. But if his Torah, if his plumb line is not there in place, then other doctrine can step in and get in the way. So it's like, for me, yeah, I got rid of things I thought were really provocative in terms of wearing, or free-spirited, or whatever, mystical. But if there's no strict definition, like for example, if I came across that store today, would I buy that skirt? Absolutely not. Would I spend over $300 on a skirt? Absolutely not. I don't care if I was a billionaire, I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't invest my money that way. Would I buy from that designer? Absolutely not. Am I much more aware of where I buy from? For sure. And The thing is that I already had it in my possession. I already had this skirt in my possession. How many things are already in our possession that we kind of keep because it makes us look good, because it's something we used to enjoy, or maybe it makes us look otherworldly or secular, or it makes us look sexy or appealing or knowledgeable, whatever it is, fill in the adjective. But like, what about that stuff? What about the stuff that would make us say, well, if I had to give this up, then the faith is too hard, or it's something that's really not amenable to me, or maybe I'm being too religious, right? But the thing is if we were to buy that, would we really buy that thing right now, today, with knowing that what we know? And it's like, if the answer is no, then what Elohim is that? And it was just really hard. I remember I was like, this is really hard. Like, I've gotten rid of some things that are precious to me. Why is it so hard for me to throw away this skirt? It's not even all that flattering. I mean, like, what is it about this skirt that is just so hard to throw away? And I should not give it away, because I don't want, it's so funny because it's like there's this portion on the website where it says stay in our circle, like a witchcraft circle, and it's like an exchange program for women to sew back their clothes and then other women to buy them. Like these are collectibles. It's kind of frightening to me how willing I was to justify keeping this skirt. I didn't have anything to wear with it. I wasn't wearing it. Like, what good is it doing? But it's so easy to do, and it's so easy to be like, Yahoo, man, you missed the mark. How could you not go back to Torah? How could you not turn back to the law? And it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do because things are our idols and we don't even know it. If something's coming to mind right now that you treasure, and it would be really hard for you to get rid of it, but you know it's in direct conflict with where you are spiritually serving Yahweh, I want you to be comforted right now and to know that I can empathize with you, because it is hard to get rid of things that we have developed an emotional attachment to. Maybe they remind us of a time that was easier, or maybe it reminds us of a time that was a little bit brighter. Maybe it was even economically more sound, and to get rid of this thing is to get rid of a comfort measure, like a comfort food. But I want you to know that you're not alone in getting rid of it, and you can do it. Before Yisrael left Mitzrayim, left Egypt, Yahweh told Moshe to tell the people, to have the daughters of Zion to gather gold and silver, borrow them from their neighbors. Yahweh knew, he knew that they were going to build a golden calf and worship it. He knew that Yisrael was going to do it, and yet he still had them borrow this gold and this silver from Egypt. Like, he knows the gods we're going to have from being around that which we should. But the thing is that when we're fleeing a situation and we're out in our wilderness, our inclination is not to get rid of, but it's to worship what we have. It's to find pleasure in the comfort of stuff. And he has to prune that. That's something that he has to prune. It's like we gather things, we collect them. We do, that's what we do. But he also knows that, and he prunes it.
I had to ask myself, is it worth my testimony? If somebody were to ask me about the skirt and about where I bought it, would I have to lie now about where I bought this skirt? Is it worth that? Is it worth my testimony? It's not worth it, right? It's not. I'm certainly not about to start lying in order to keep a skirt. It came from darkness, and back to the trash it shall go. But anytime we have to start hiding where or why we have something, or we have to shift the scriptures or make it suitable for us to keep something that we know shouldn't be there anymore, it's got to go. It can be so tempting to rationalize what we're called to do in obedience away with a perverted ideal of what grace is. But Yahushua said, if you love me, follow my commands. There's just no way of getting around that. And his commands prohibit idolatry in any form. And when we find out that we have an idol, it can be tempting to say, well, you know, faith by works is dead. No, faith produces work. Faith produces work, because faith without work is dead. So he's going to give you the measure of strength that it takes to get rid of the things that we shouldn't have. That's why the man with the wealth, he walked away sad when Yahushua said, it is harder for the camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to go into Shemayim. It's because he found comfort in what he had. But see, that's the thing. Life is a wilderness. This entire situation of our spirits, our souls, going through life, it is all transitional. All of it is transitional. We haven't arrived just because we've attained physical wealth. That is not having made it. It is to do the work. And the one who starts with his hand to the plow, but then looks back because he sees the measure of work that's before him, it is said that he is unworthy of the kingdom. That's why. It's because it's so easy to do. It's so easy to, especially in our capitalistic society, it's so easy for us to get caught up in our things, because we are taught that our things say something about us. They tell others how they should treat us. They teach others our worth, our value, our education level even. And the abhorrent thing about that is that his kingdom is not founded on those things. So I just thought that maybe some believers out there, maybe they've left New Age, but they've got all this stuff from it. And it's like, well, what do you do with it? Some people have spent thousands of dollars on crystals. Some people have spent thousands of dollars on wardrobes that don't edify his kingdom, or from designers that are definitely listing everything under the sun against it. Like, what do you do with that? What do you do with relics and books and those sort of things once you've realized that, wow, I was misled? And I just want you to know that when you throw them away, because I believe you can, and I believe you will, that there's reward in that. The reward is not only in being obedient, but you're going to get increase, because that's what Goshen is. That is what Yisrael is. That's what Yerushalayim is. You're going to elevate to where you're supposed to be instead of getting lost on the way. So I love you guys. Shalom.